But okay, now we tried to have this conversation in the morning, but we had the network issue. Good enough, Mr. Ahmad Rabiu, the managing director of Dala Dry Port, did say he would join us this afternoon. So we hope and pray that the network is working. And we're talking about the costs of moving export containers or operations around the port and the infusion of technology. He's a managing director of a dry port in Kano, and it's about a year now since they promised that they were going to connect the northern parts of the country to the southern parts, especially the Lagos port, through rail, though, which is beyond their own reach. Of course, it's the federal government that handles that. But let's have Mr. Ahmad Rabiu now. Mr. Rabiu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you since we couldn't have you in the morning. So tell us.
It is the new normal caused all the wahala. Compliments of the season. We just had the Easter and having the Eid now. Eid al-Fitr. So compliments. Thank you.
We wish you the same. Certainly we do wish you the same. So tell us, have we moved anywhere from where we were a year ago when we talk about, because you did promise to connect the northern part to the southern part when it comes to the ports, even though you promised through rail. What's going on there? Has there been any improvement?
Thank you so very much. We have moved from where we were at the commencement period. When we started, as I explained in detail the other time, it's a novel outing. It's totally new. We're talking about delivering goods from one warehouse in Nigeria to a warehouse abroad. And that is talking about door-to-door delivery of cargo, which was totally new at 30th of January, 2023, when President Muhammadu Buhari commissioned our port to commence that project. It required a lot of interrelationship with shipping lines, with the waterfront terminals, and then, of course, the Nigerian Customs Services, and all those standards organizations, all cargo standard agencies and the security agencies to come to terms with the reality that rather than do everything at the seaport, now they are going to be doing all those things that were required at the inland port. And so adjustments, realignments, all those have happened. And we were able to meet all the requirements of the Nigerian Customs Service, and we met also all the requirements of the Central Bank of Nigeria. And we have entered into varying agreements with shipping lines. And even today, as we speak, we have the shipping lines already on their way to our facility, and we shall have a robust engagement with them. We've had already some understanding with some of them, and we are hopeful that by the time we are done, then there will be seamless flow of cargo from warehouses abroad to warehouses in Nigeria, and from warehouses in Nigeria or markets in Nigeria or factories in Nigeria to warehouses or factories abroad, so that whoever is doing the business of importation does not have to leave Kano to follow up his goods to the ports of first arrival. The shipping lines will send the manifest. Everything will be advised while the person is at his base, and all our neighbors will benefit from it. Those neighbors in Nigeria and our neighbors in the neighboring countries, all the way through the entire Sahel, will all benefit from that. In the same vein, their exportation will also commence and move all the way from our facility to any location abroad. The Apapa port or the One port or Tinkan or Wari or Sapele, whichever port is going to be the port of marine transfer, that is sea voyage, will just be a transit point. The journey actually commences at our facility. We have already done a lot of exports, and we are receiving a lot of imports direct into our facility, and the economy of the country benefited robustly from that. As I emphasized at that time, it is your ability to deliver goods that actually gives them the effective value. You remember there was the American Growth and Opportunities, AGOA and others, but due to our delivery processes, Nigeria was not able to gain much from it. Even though smaller countries were able to get a lot of benefit from it, we did not in Nigeria. And we are still grappling with quite a lot of issues regarding the delivery. So the rail standard rate, we were promised 2023 December, but due to varying challenges, we have now been assured by the current Minister of Transportation that the standard gauge rail line will be completed the one that is running from Lagos to Kano to Dampata and all the way to Daura and into Niger to Maradi. That is expected to be ready and commissioned by 31st December 2024. Already, we are now moving the goods on the narrow gauge, and we're hopeful that by the end of the year, the movement of the goods on the standard gauge red line will be commissioned. So a lot of goods have happened, and the importance in Kano, the Nigerian economy is the better for it, is already gaining great value because we have now got incentive to export goods direct from Kano that accounts for almost 65 to 70% of non-oil exports out of the country.
Mm. So, I mean, well, thank God that, I mean, even you sound optimistic, but it still goes back. Yeah, when we talk about non-oil exports, we go back if we're to do back a bit, and then we look at the raw materials. What are we exporting? The production of those materials, the issue of insecurity, which has stopped a lot of farmers from going. How much is that affecting your operations, or how much threats is that posing to your operation?
Regrettably, threats to peace in a number of areas, especially part of the northwest, has slowed down production in those areas. And of course, the volume has reasonably gone down. But we were not exploiting the opportunity that we have had for a very long time for the exportation. So keying into it now and gradually growing the export, we will not be able to, in the next 3 to 5 years, attain the optimum capacity because the facility for the exportation trade, the business of export, really are not yet on the ground. When the rails is fully completed and we begin to use the standard gauge and the narrow gauge at the same time, and then when the roads are made better, and then our trucks can go, then we can now be able to really attain some height in our exportation. What I'm saying in essence is, even though there has been reduction in production, the reduction in production has not taken away in volume. It has not in any way affected the volume that we can be able to exploit in the next up to 3 years. It is regrettable that that is the current situation. If you do not have the infrastructure to move the goods, you cannot move them. And we have not been able to move them. Our facility, the Inland Port, has got warehousing facilities and other facilitation that we are working with NEPC, working with the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. We have been promoted and are being managed by the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and supported by the Ministry of Transportation. We are working with them aggressively to make sure that we grow capacity and until maybe at least 3 to 4 years before we could say if there was any reduction in production that it becomes material. But on the whole, security is important, especially for our partners abroad. They want to hear that our place is safe. They also want to be able to visit us. And when they come, they want to visit all the places in order for them to ascertain one fundamental issue. If we say we can give them 100,000 tons, they would want to see the entire sources of the 100,000 metric tons and have comfort that, yes, what they are going to sign, to agree on, is actually proved. For the time being, we just assure them that the Dawano market in Kano, the international grants market, which is the largest in Africa, if you like, has already got in it the stock that we are not able to exploit fully now. So, but we would want those who come to us abroad to be able to go around. So security is a fundamental issue, and we are happy that the government, the New Hope government, is really keen in. Even this morning, just about 2 hours ago, I have seen that our military have been able to attack and dismantle at least 2 formations of the bandits. I have read it today, and I'm sure you have also read that information. So we are hopeful with the work that the government is doing. Our military operations are doing quite a fantastic job together with the police.
All right.
I believe it's a fundamental issue.
All right, Mr. Rabiu, thank you so much. I wish we could actually settle more on that conversation, but we really have to go. Well, thank you so much. Even though we couldn't have you.
It's important to appreciate that the linkage between the inland airport, yes, we have the inland airport that has been the pioneer inland airport.
All right, Mr. Rabiu, we really need to go. Mr. Ahmad Rabiu, the managing director of Dala Dry Port.
Thank you for having me, and thank you so very much, Chana. You are doing a fantastic job.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time also.